Hello everyone, welcome back to Literary Theory. Today we are moving on to the second part of structuralism. Before that, let us refresh your memory. In the last class we learned about 1. Ferdinand de Saussure, 2. Change in the approach to language brought about by Saussure, 3. Saussure's 3 important observations about language, that is, meanings are arbitrary, meanings are relational, meaning is attributed. Then 4th, sign, signifier and signified. Today we are going to study about Lang and Parole. Saussure divided language into two main components. 1. Lang, 2. Parole. Let us see what they are. Lang. The set of rules and regulations regarding the usage of a language is called Lang. It can be about its vocabulary, grammar, pronunciations, sentence structure, meaning, etc. So the rules and regulations regarding the usage of a language. You know that there are a lot of rules regarding a language. It can be grammatical rules, vocabulary rules, rules about pronunciation, sentence structure, etc. All these rules and regulations are collectively called Lang. Now about parole. An utterance in the language using the above mentioned set of rules is called parole. Parole means an individual utterance, an individual statement using the above mentioned rules and regulations. So the whole grammar, whole rules and regulation is Lang, and parole, example for parole is a sentence uttered, made using that language. If Lang is the system of rules and conventions that govern how we use words and meanings, parole is then a particular utterance in the language. A particular utterance will be meaningful to you only if you know the whole set of rules which helps in making that utterance. So an individual utterance will be intelligible to you, meaningful to you, only if you know the set of rules and regulations. Then we may say that an individual utterance will get meaning only if it is examined in the context of the larger structure it is part of. So the structuralist point of view is that an individual utterance will get meaning only if it is examined in the context of the larger structure it is part of. Structuralists make use of Lang-Parole distinction by seeing individual literary work as an example of literary parole. For example, consider the novel Dracula. The Lang which relates to the parole Dracula can be the genre which Dracula includes, that is Gothic novel. If Dracula is the parole, then the Lang can be a Gothic novel, or the Lang can be Victorian novel, as Dracula was published in the Victorian era. Several examples can be given like this. Now we are coming to Claude Lévi-Strauss. This is the picture of Claude Lévi-Strauss, the famous French anthropologist. Contributions of Claude Lévi-Strauss to structuralism. Saussure's ideas about language were adopted by the anthropologist Claude Lévi-Strauss to analyze rituals, myths, and kinships, relationships. This led to the formation of a new discipline, new subject called structural anthropology. Claude Lévi-Strauss was a French anthropologist. He applied the principles of structuralism to the interpretation of the myth. He suggested that the individual story, the parole, from a series of myths did not have a separate meaning. It could only be understood by considering its position in the whole cycle of myths, that is the Lang, and by considering the similarities and differences between that tale and others in sequence. So this is the same principle that we said here regarding Dracula. When he analyzed the myths, Claude Lévi-Strauss identified that an individual myth cannot be meaningful. It can be meaningful only if it is analyzed in the context of the whole set of myths and by considering the similarities and differences between this particular myth and other myths. We have already said in the last class that a word is achieving its meaning by the difference between other words. A hut is having a meaning by its difference between other types of shelters like castle, fort, house, etc. Similarly, this particular myth is acquiring its meaning by its differences and similarities between other myths. So that was the principle theory suggested by Claude Lévi-Strauss. This is the structuralist process of moving from particular to general by placing individual work in the context of a wider structural context. So that is the basic principle of structuralism. Structuralism will be examining an individual work only in the context of a larger work it is part of. This is a famous book by Claude Lévi-Strauss, Myth and Meaning, Cracking the Code of Culture. Now we are going to study about another important name called Roland Barthes. See the pronunciation, Roland Barthes. Another major figure in the early phase of structuralism was Roland Barthes. The important contribution of Roland Barthes was the application of the structuralist method to modern culture. So the contribution of Barthes was that he applied the principles of structuralism to modern culture. Lévi-Strauss applied it to myths. He applied it to interpret modern culture. See how he interprets various phenomena. He examined various cultural phenomena like fashion, sports, food, cinema, etc. using the structuralist tools. He placed these elements in the context of larger structure of values, beliefs, and symbols and analyzed it. One example of his analysis is in his analysis of boxing versus wrestling. Boxing versus wrestling. He identifies boxing as a sport concerned with repression and wrestling as a sport of elaborate expression. So that is how he identifies the difference between boxing and wrestling. He says that boxing is a sport concerned with repression. Repression means അടക്കി വെക്കുക, പ്രകടിപ്പിക്കാതിരിക്കുക, പ്രകടനപരത ഇല്ലാത്ത ഒരു ഗെയിമാണ് ബോക്സിങ്. അതേസമയം റെസ്ലിംഗ് വളരെ ഇലാബറേറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ ഉള്ള ഒരു സ്പോർട്ടാണ് എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. You might have seen boxing and wrestling. Have you noticed the difference between them? Boxing is a strict rule-based sport, while wrestling is highly dramatic. Boxers do not cry out in pain when hit. On the contrary, wrestlers are noisy and violent in the ring. Barth analyzes them by placing them in the larger context of the society. Boxing enacts enduring in life, and wrestling dramatizes the struggles and conflicts which are also part of our life. So this is a famous book by Roland Barthes, Mythologies, in which he analyzed various cultural phenomena. So today we have studied about Lang and Parole, about Claude Lévi-Strauss, and about Roland Barthes.